Hello students, welcome back to English class. As the first discussion in this new semester, we would like to talk about poem. Have you ever heard the word poem? What is actually a poem? What makes it different from poetry? Let's start the discussion. Firstly, let's talk about poem. Dear students, a poem is a piece of writing in which the words are arranged in separate lines, often ending in rhyme, and are chosen for their sound for the images and ideas they suggest. In other words, it can be said that it is nearly always rhythmical. Meanwhile, poetry is a literary work in which spatial intensity is given to the expression of feeling and ideas by the use of metaphor, symbols, personification, hyperbole, and so on. After knowing the difference between a poem and a poetry, now let's talk more about the basic structure of a poem. A poem usually has rhythm, rhyme, meter, and stanza. We would like to see those structures in this following example. The example entitled How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. In this poem, we can see some basic structures of a poem. The first one is rhythm. Rhythm is literally device that demonstrates the long and short patterns through stressed and unstressed syllables. The second one is rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is actually the correspondence of two or more words with similar sounding final syllables placed so as to echo one another. Here, you can see the rhyme scheme of the poem. If you see the first stanza, you will find the similar sound like hate, sight, grace, and everydays. Therefore, you may say that the stanza has AABB rhyme scheme. Meanwhile, in the next stanza, you will see light, right, price, and use. Therefore, the rhyme scheme is C, C, D, D as the continuity of A and B. Then in the last stanza, you will see love, breath, choose, and death. The rhyme scheme will be E, F, E, F. Move to another structure that's called as meter. Meter is the number of syllables in one poetic verse. Simply, it is like rhyme, but its place is not between line, but at the same line. In the poem, you can see I love thee to death and breath and hate. That's pretty similar. That's why it can be called as meter. The last structure is stanza. Stanza is a grouping of any number of individual lines of verses followed by a break or that stand on their own a single poem. Therefore, it can be concluded that the poem has 3 stanzas and 12 lines. Up to this point, is it clear enough? If you have any questions, feel free to ask me on the online meeting later on, or you may also find the other material from other possible resources that you have. Thank you for today, dear students. Keep learning and keep doing a great job.